All this week, ABC 24 has been looking back at 2023 and finding reasons for hope in 2024. And there may be no one in Memphis facing more expectations to turn things around in this city than Mayor-elect Paul Young. He'll take over as mayor Monday morning after a swearing-in ceremony downtown. And tonight, ABC 24 anchor Richard Ransom sat down exclusively with both Young and his wife about how they plan to meet those expectations.
There's a lot of prayer directed your way, a lot of hope directed your way, just a lot of pressure directed your way. I've actually had people tell me, if this guy can't straighten things out, I'm out of here. I don't want to stay in Memphis. I mean, there's just that kind of attitude that I'm hearing from a lot of folks. How are you handling that?
I understand how our community feels. I understand that pressure, but I handle it by staying focused on the big picture, the message, the vision.
Let's do it.
Don't think for a minute the soon-to-be mayor doesn't understand the challenges ahead. But you can tell Paul Young believes in his heart Memphis has what it takes to turn things around. He says Memphis needs to believe in itself if it wants to fix what's wrong.
So if you would have a message of hope for anybody who's watching this tonight, what would it be?
We're not going to eradicate crime in 4 years. It's not realistic. But we can change the way we feel and perceive our community. And that happens from the real tactical strategies, but it's also going to happen because we have given people hope, because they see a brighter path for the future.
Paul Young says his swearing-in speech on Monday will build on a foundation he's already started building. In fact, since Election Day, he's had high-level meetings with mayors all over the country, Tennessee's governor, and state lawmakers from both parties. He says relationships will be key.
We know what we have to do. We just have to put the resources behind it and go for it with an urgency that we haven't seen.
There's that word again, urgency.
We elevate the urgency.
Paul Young used it throughout the campaign. The need to attack crime, for example, with a pandemic-level response.
Far too often, we are having rooms full of people talking about how we're going to address crime without talking to the people that have been engaged in criminal activity. What is driving them towards those actions? They have the solutions, and I want to be the type of leader, the type of mayor that's going to engage them as we problem solve for our community.
And he says he'll use the same approach in growing the city's economy.
Memphis is the center of this region. If Memphis fails, the rest of the communities will go along with it.
And by the mayor-elect's side through all of it will be his wife and family. It's been a long time since the city's mayor was also the father of a young family. Zoe is 12, son Paxton is 8. And wife and soon-to-be First Lady of Memphis, Jamila, is a doctor whose work at Le Bonheur on childhood obesity is a passion.
I'm not going to be just behind the scenes.
She says you can expect her to be vocal about making Memphis a healthier city.
I would love to see, the health side of things being addressed more, because it makes Memphis thrive if we have healthy citizens. And so my cause would be maybe childhood obesity and diabetes and things, just educating families, making it a family change instead of just children.
And they both say, despite busy full-time careers, they can't and won't set aside being full-time parents.
I want to be everywhere, but there's going to be some times where I'm just going to have to block the calendar and say, this time is for the family.
But the rest of the time, Paul Young says Memphians can expect him to be fully engaged, challenging the Bluff City to embrace what it is, including its blackness. He says no city in the U.S. has a higher percentage of African Americans, and that can and should be a selling point.
We lean into it. What things emanate from black culture? The music, the soul of our city. It's the feeling that you get when you walk around, and you can't replicate that. It's authentic, and we need to find ways to package it up for the rest of the world. We need to find ways to celebrate it, to do more of it, to double down on it.
Bottom line, he's ready to get to work. I'm Richard Ransom, ABC 24 News.